before we get into that, I want to start us off with a little story. Can we have just a little bit of story time? Yeah. So, when I was working in Rochester, when I was working for an organization called the Diversity Council in Rochester, I was assigned to go to a place, one of the area hospitals. And when I went to this hospital, I was sitting in the lobby waiting to go in to do my presentation, and a lady came in the door, a young lady, and as she came in, she had a child with her. Now, I can tell that she was from one of the neighborhoods where there's a high poverty, high crime rate, and she came and she stood in front of the reception desk. And when she stood in front of the reception desk, she was having this conversation with the receptionist, and the receptionist, you can tell she was having a little trouble communicating with this young lady. Meanwhile, the young lady's child is just all over the place. I mean, when I say all over the place, I mean running on the chairs. I mean, just absolutely out of control. But then the young child came over to the mom while she was in conversation, and the child just kept saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." And the mother, she reached down and she smacked his hand away, and she said, "Boop, boop, boop, boop. Don't you see me talking?" And in the back of my mind, instantly, this thought came up. And the thought was, this is why black people get a bad name. So now, here I am supposed to be talking about DEI and diversity. Here I am, this black man, and I'm already making a judgment about this woman that I don't even know, don't even understand her circumstances. All I know and all I saw was this moment. Why am I telling you this story? Because I want to let you off the hook before we even get started. Everybody in this room, from one point or another, has had a thought in the back of their mind. We may not verbalize it, we may not say it, but that thought shows up. And one of the problems that we have is that sometimes the thought that is in the back of our mind needs to be said, but it can be said in a way that helps individuals to be able to come to a certain understanding. And that's what social change leadership is about. It's about being able to empower people to be able to come to an understanding. How many of you, with a show of hands, unless your supervisor is at the table with you, have a hard time with DEI sometimes? Okay. I want to say that there is nothing wrong with DEI. However, I would like to introduce something to you that takes DEI beyond lip service. What I would like to do is I would like to take you on this journey where you're going to feel uncomfortable, where you're going to get pushed out of your comfort zone. And the reason why most people don't get a whole lot out of DEI is because they're comfortable. We know what's coming. We know what we're about to talk about. But then the question comes, what do we do with this? What do we do with all of this absolutely wonderful information that we're getting? And this is where social change leadership comes in.